Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm back with another Keepin' It Real podcast, and we are turning up. I think we're on episode 39, 38 or 39, and we are out here, baby, just catching up. That's all the title is, baby, just catching up. What is going on? Hope everybody's enjoying me. If you're a new listener, what's going on? I am Luke. This is my podcast, Keepin' It Real podcast, and we talk about basically everything under the sun. I try to go, if I'm by myself right now, I'm solo dolo. And I'm going to try to talk about, I got a lot of things on my mind, a lot of events going on, some goofy events. I'm going to try to have a good time right now. So I hope you guys kick back, relax, have a good time. We're going to be laughing it up, joking it up. Hashtag if you get offended, that's your problem. I don't have any ties with that. I have nothing to do with that. This is my podcast. Hashtag it is a comedy podcast. So if you don't find it funny, go fuck yourself. No, seriously, just kidding. Joking. Smash that like button, subscribe. Podcast also on Spotify and Apple. Dude, it's actually pretty hot right now, and it's only a minute 22 into the recording, and I'm already sweating. So it's going to be a sweaty one. So please forgive me right now. I'm already feeling pretty hot. Just got out the sauna, just in the gym. Guys, if you go to the gym and your gym doesn't have a sauna, leave your gym. Go to a gym with a sauna. The sauna is going to save your life. The amount of health benefits from a sauna is actually astonishing. So check out saunas. But what's going on, everybody? I heard they killed Kobe Bryant because he had stain on Hillary Clinton and the Clinton family. So the government went after and hit the lick on Kobe. Same thing with same thing with Tiger Woods. Word on the street is Tiger Woods had stain on the Clintons and the Bushes. And yeah, basically that's what's going on.
The Kobe Bryant deal is that he had dirt on the Clintons.
Yo, that video was honestly too funny. The White Lives Matter rally? If you guys want to check out my personal YouTube, I'm gonna be making a reaction video to that. So link will be in the description. Check that out. That would be pretty funny stuff. But what is going on, man? We are out here feeling good. It's July 22nd. It's a Tuesday. It's 12 o'clock. Like I said, I'm actually sweating. New Jersey, it's muggy. It's rainy. I'm looking very pale in the camera. I don't really like the paleness because I'm actually quite tan right now, and it's a little frustrating. You know, I'm out here sitting in the sun, tanning it up, and now I got these lights shining on me, and I'm looking pale in the camera. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Dude, Tampa Bay Lightning whooped that ass last night, 8-0 in the NHL playoffs. LeBron James sucks. Did LeBron get swept? No, LeBron didn't get swept. LeBron got beat because he's trash. No, I'm just kidding. The Nuggets got swept. That's a damn shame. The Nuggets got swept. Ben Simmons choked and shit the bed. Ben Simmons, his last time in Philadelphia. I love how Philly fans are burning his jersey. Like, oh, Ben Simmons, bro, trust the process. It's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Now you're burning his jersey. Where's the trust in that process, you scumbag Philadelphia fans? But that's Philly for you. What are we going to do? That's Philly fans for you. It might knock out some little kids when they show up to the game because they lost. Freaking bums. Bums Philadelphia fans are. Like, bro, no, I'm not. Jar's watching this like, bro, what the heck? I'm your friend. It's like, fuck Philadelphia, bro. Philly sports suck. That's why the Yankees got more World Series than anybody else. Oh, yeah. It's like, bro, you're a front runner. So fuck you. Yo, baseball is really crazy right now. I've actually been watching baseball because last night, I think yesterday, was the first day that they're actually checking every single pitcher for any sort of sticky resin, any sort of like sticky substance that they use. So I'm actually going to try to have a guy on my podcast, and like a baseball player, and try to come talk to me and explain to me what's going on, and explain to the viewers like why it's going on and what's happening. Give you a short gist before I have a cool I definitely want to have a guy on to talk about that because it is a big thing in baseball. I mean, the Yankees signed Garrett Cole for almost $400 million, and MLB's trying to take away his special substance that's giving him the quote-unquote skill to reach those numbers to be able to get paid the $400 million contract, right? So if they take away his sticky substance, if he's not pitching at the caliber of a $400 million pitcher, it's like the Yankees are fucked now. The Yankees are screwed. I mean, go figure. Yankees, that's definitely a decision the Yankees would have done. But that being said, the pitchers right now, they use this sticky substance on the ball, and allegedly the sticky substance gives you a better grip on the ball. Okay, why is that important? All right, if you have a better grip on the ball, you don't have to hold the ball as hard, and you don't have to contract as much muscles. That way, you don't have to get as injured or as sore because you're not gripping the ball and trying to find the grip and just fucking and holding it super hard. If you have a sticky substance, it just sits in your hand and you just whip it out. You just whip it out and it just kind of slings out your hand. So, and apparently this sticky substance, this is the problem with the whole sticky substance. It's not even the injury. I think the injury problem is going to be a butterfly effect of actually enforcing the rule now, because it's been a rule for like 100 years, and the MLB is like, we're not gonna check for it, and no one's gonna get in trouble. Like we're not gonna check for the rule, and then in the middle of this season, they're like, by the way, guys, we're gonna check for the rule, and if you're using it, you're fucked. So it's like, dude, you're checking in the middle of now you have pitchers throwing out, literally destroying their elbows, destroying their arms and their shoulder sockets and stuff. It's because they've been pitching with this for probably their whole entire career, to be honest with you. And yeah, it's a really interesting idea. But the main problem with the sticky substance is that it increases the spin rate on the ball. And why is that important? Okay, so the spin rate on the ball is important because the higher the spin rate, statistically, we're just going straight statistics, right? Baseball is starting to get taken over a little bit. It's like Moneyball. Remember that movie Moneyball where Jonah Hill's like the statistic guy? It's like you just need to get the players that get on base and stuff like that because the A's. Long story. But statistic-wise, the higher the spin rate is on the ball, the more movement, I guess, there is on the ball. And with the higher spin rate, it's a higher likelihood of getting a strike or someone swinging and not being able to hit the ball, right? So the more spin that the ball has, the more difficult it is to hit, period. Statistically, that's just what it is. So if you use the sticky substance and your fastball is at 2,100, like 2,100 spins per, I don't know how they measure, I guess per minute, spins per minute, rates per minute. I think with the sticky substance, you can increase that easily up to 200, 300, 400 spins per minute. And that's what guy on the LA Dodgers, Trevor Bauer, has been really open, really vocal about the whole entire situation. He still openly talks about it. I guess like he uses some sort of sticky rosin. And yeah, it's really interesting. He's really like, because he admits that like, yeah, I use it. We all use it. There's no reason for you to like test us for it. Like every single pitcher is using it. Like if you're going to call me out for it, my coach is then going to call your pitcher out on it. And both of us are going to get in trouble, whatever it may be. So it's really an interesting time in MLB baseball. But I think a part of the issue is that regular fans like me never really played baseball. I don't really care about watching a pitcher hit the strike zone and shit. I do, like, at the end of the day, I do kind of want to see hits and on base and steals and runs and RBIs and home runs and stuff like that. And I guess the problem is pitching is becoming so elite that, like, dude, the best hitters in baseball are barely hitting at like a 300, you know, like they're hitting like a 260, 270, 280. It's like, oh, he's a pretty good baseball player. Back in the day, they would be hitting like 360, 400 and shit, and those would be the top hitters. I'm sure there's like probably some hitters. I'm sure like Fernando Tatis has got a great whatever it is. But still, like I think the pitching is getting really elite, so the scoring has been going down. And the basketball, every single sport has tried to do something to increase the scoring because the regular fan wants to see more and more points, right? That's why the 3-point shot is so big right now because, I mean, who wants to see a 2-point layup when you can pass it out wide? He shoots from really deep and it goes psh, and it counts for more points. It's like, that's cool. Golden State changed the whole entire aspect of basketball just by really incorporating the 3-point shot as in like their secret weapon. And now if you watch an NBA game, dude, all they're doing, chuck it out wide, shoot three, brick. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they make it, but let's be real. Like, so I think that's interesting. Also, the fouling in NBA. You know, you get you go for the shot as you're looking for the foul, and then you get the 2 points. So then, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just passing the ball into a teammate for a foul, you're at the free throw line, and the score is going up. The score is constantly going up. I think same thing with soccer. The VAR is a little weird right now because, I mean, yesterday in the Euros, they took away a goal where the guy's like toe. The guy's toe, his toe is like this far in front of the other guy's toe, and they gave that off. Meanwhile, his body's completely onside, everything's on, but his one little like toenail is off. Like, that's ridiculous. Like that's a goal. Like, that's a goal, and you're gonna take that away in a huge European tournament. It's like, oh, bro, he's offside by more than 1 millimeter. It's like, shut up. Shut up, Bill. Shut up, Bill. You don't know what you're talking about. Nah, seriously. But it's a little frustrating. It's a little frustrating watching these sports, especially soccer. Soccer, it's heartbreaking watching like a team that you like and then they take away a goal or they even give a goal from some BS like penalty kick or something like that. It's getting a little ridiculous. They even said the fans, they said 40% of fans said that they might stop watching soccer because of the VAR, which is basically just instant replay. And in soccer, you're allowed to use the instant replay to get certain decisions right or wrong. And it's just like, sometimes they get it really right, and it's like, oh, thank God they used it. And sometimes they get it so wrong where it's like, dude, you ruined the whole entire game. You ruined the integrity of this entire match right now just by going off some instant replay. Like, I think a part of sports needs to take into consideration the human factor, right? Humans make issues, right? Humans, even if they're a hair close, like there's issues with humans' decision making. But we're trying to be good. I guess you could say like, oh, well, what if they're getting paid off? It's like, they're not all getting paid off. Like, geez. I mean, the sports, maybe they are. Maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe they're all getting paid off. I don't freaking know. I don't know. But what I will tell you is that the government tried to kill Kobe Bryant. Yo, that video is so funny, bro. I only watched the first, like, 50 seconds because then I was watching it and I was like, yo, I have to make a reaction video too because it's just too funny. It's just too funny. And the guy sitting there with the big oversized suit, like, what's going on, sir? It's like, man, they killed Kobe Bryant because he had stain on the Clintons, and they're trying to go for Tiger Woods, and Trump's coming back in office. The reason that they didn't let it, it's like Trump's our Lord and Savior. Say, bro, you guys got fucking issues. You guys got issues. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Just a funny video, honestly. Here, I'll keep this right up here. We'll keep Life is Good. You guys see it? Oh, you guys can't really even see it. What are you going to do? Logan Paul, freaking Floyd Mayweather. Drop in the comments, yo. How do you guys feel about that fight? I thought it was kind of shitty, if you want me to be just completely honest with you. As a person that makes content, I have a podcast, right? Logan Paul's got a podcast. Me and him are doing the same thing. No, not really. He's got 2 million subscribers, but we're doing the same thing. Logan Paul, hit me up. Come on my podcast, brother. What's going on? Mike Mashlak, come on the podcast. George Jank, what's going on, brother? But seriously, I thought it was cool. Let's be real. Logan Paul is a YouTuber, podcast, content creator. He makes videos and stuff, and he boxed 8 rounds with the best boxer in the world, arguably the best boxer to ever box in the world ever. And he lasted 8 rounds. He didn't even look that bad, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, sure, he weighed 30 pounds more. Probably has like a half a foot on the damn guy. And it was a spectacle. I think Floyd looked old. He didn't look sharp. There's arguments that Floyd really wasn't training the way some people said that they thought he was training. There's arguments that Floyd barely trained for Conor McGregor. Apparently, he didn't really train for Conor McGregor. He didn't really train for Logan Paul. He just kind of got in shape and moved around and stuff. And that's believable. Floyd Mayweather making $100 million, I think, is ridiculous. I don't think... they made money, right? They made money. I think it's cool. Like, as a third person, like, you know what I'm saying? Cool, they made money, you know. I just don't think, as a business plan, I don't think anyone wants to see Floyd Mayweather box again. You're old as shit, brother. You're 45 years old. There was moments where he was trying to take it to Logan Paul, I guess you could say, but he wasn't. He was scared to get hit. He didn't want to get hit by Logan Paul. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's just no one wants to see that. Like, I want to see Canelo Alvarez fight the best boxers in the fucking world. I don't want to pay $60 to watch Logan Paul fight some old ass boxer or watch some old ass boxer fight some YouTuber. Okay, I think it's like a one-time spectacle. It's like, oh, Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather, let's fucking meet up and watch it. We watched it. It went exactly how everybody thought it was going to go. Logan Paul did a little bit better than anyone gave him credit for, if not a lot better. But it's still not worth it. I think if $25, $30 pay-per-view, that's worth it. I would have bought it on my own. I wouldn't even have to share with my friends, whatever it may be. It's like making it $50, $60 and like hyping it up like it's going to be some spectacle. And it was shitty done. Every single fighter on that card was old and shitty, and no one gives a fuck. Jack Badu, no hard feelings, but like, or Badu Jack, like, no one cares about these fighters. These fighters are not fighting the best fighters in the world, right? I want to see Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. I want to see Gervonta Davis. And, I mean, he's fighting Mario Barrios. That's going to be a good fight. I think his name's Mario. But Barrios, that's going to be a good fight. But I want to see Gervonta Davis against Ryan Garcia, against Lomachenko. Like, I don't want to see Jake Paul fighting fucking Ben Askren and these bum fucking guys. Like, it's just like it's cool. Like, for like, I guess 1 year, I guess like all the spectacles, it's like, oh, this is cool. So-and-so's fight. It's like, you see Bryce Hall get beat up by Austin McBroom. Like, that was just, like, it's not really, that's just not fun to watch. Like, Austin McBroom, I'll give him that. Austin McBroom actually moved around pretty well, and he was somewhat entertaining as, like a freaking YouTuber. Like, he was actually moving around, throwing the jab, and moving, and hooking, and sliding. Austin McBroom looked pretty good. Bryce Hall, I'm not hating on Bryce Hall. Like, he went in there, made some money, and got beat up in front of everyone. Like, it's not easy to do that. But I think, like, as a business, like, I don't think that's going to last. Like, no one wants to see Bryce Hall fight again. Right? Unless he's going to fight some, like, I don't know, like someone, like, really famous like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess so. I don't know. I just don't know if people want to watch that. Like, Taylor Holder and Nissan Gibb, like, that's a horrible fight. That was so ugly to watch. I'm not saying that I could beat any of those guys. I'm not even trying to say that. But it's like, the sport of boxing, like, there's world champion level boxers, world class level boxers. Like, I know a kid that went to Crockett Middle School with me, and now he's, like, starting to, you know, really blow up as a boxer. He would chip all those guys up. He would knock them all the fuck down, bro. And, like, no one cares about him because he's an actual professional boxer, but he's not making YouTube videos and shit like that. But he would beat all them up, and he would do it, and he would make it look good. He would make it look good. But I just don't know if there's I guess you could say there's a market for it right now because, I mean, they're selling pay-per-views. They're making money. They're selling fights. They're making fights. People are watching the fights. I just don't know how much of, like, a good business, like, it's just like, I'm not paying for that. Like, I paid my boy like $10 because we all split it, but I'm not paying for that again. I don't need to watch Logan Paul and Jake or Logan Paul and Floyd or Logan Paul fight anybody else that's like a Floyd type of character. Like, I don't need to we know exactly what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? If he does knock him out, like, whoop-de-doo. Like, that's probably not going to happen, but Jake Paul, like, I think Jake Paul fighting Tyron Woodley is the only, like, exception where it's like, that's an actual kind of fight. Like, Jake Paul fighting Ben Askren, bullshit. Fighting Nissan Gibb, bullshit, you know? Fight someone like, you've been training for 4 or 5 years under professional boxers. Like, it's time to really challenge yourself. And I think, you know, Tyron Woodley's going to be a dog, right? Tyron Woodley hasn't won a round in his last 3 or 4 fights, whatever it may be. At least 3 fights. You had Kamaru Usman. And then you had Gilbert Burns, and then he Vicente Luque. Vicente Luque knocked out, TKO'd Tyron Woodley. So yeah, I don't see Tyron, like, he doesn't have that fire. Like, let's be real. He's not a 24-year-old kid like Jake Paul that wants to make a name for himself in the box. Tyron Woodley has been a UFC world champion. So to say that fire is still underneath him, it's not. It's really not. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it hasn't been there for the last. He fought in a title fight and the fire wasn't there for him. You know what I'm saying? So to say that it's going to be there for some goofy kid that makes YouTube videos, it might not be there. And Jake Paul could maybe shock the world a little bit. But I do think Tyron Woodley is not somebody to underestimate, and I think it's going to be a good fight. I genuinely think Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul are going to be a good fight. I genuinely think that. But what do I know? I just freaking run marathons and lift kettlebells and hit in the sauna. Guys, check out these water shoes, though. Bang, bang, water shoes. These are like Crocs, but on steroids, baby. Shout out Vivo Barefoot. Hashtag sponsor your boy. Hashtag sponsor your boy. You already know what's going on. Yo, I need to give a shout out right now to this one guy. And I'm going to post this on my Instagram, and I hope you see me. I'm sure you have a lot of followers on Instagram and stuff. This guy, Johnny Harris on YouTube. He's got like almost 2 million subs. He makes awesome content about like history and geography, and specifically about like history and geography and geopolitics and stuff like that. And it's just super fascinating content. And Johnny Harris, I just want to say, I love your videos. I watch them. I've really been watching at least like once or twice a day. Like, they're really informative, and they kind of like lead you down a path of like, maybe I should start learning about this or that or this or that or this, that, whatever it may be. But it's really thought-provoking content, and I just want to say, you are encouraging me to step up my own personal content and try to make something more thought-provoking like yours. So I really just want to say shout out Johnny Harris. If you want to come on my podcast, I know you got 2 million subs and I don't even have 100 subs, but I love you, buddy. But yeah, if you guys want to check out any of his videos, Johnny Harris, really cool. If you're interested about like borders, how borders are made, the history, but even behind like African borders, the colonization behind Africa and some of these different countries, he breaks into it and breaks down the history, and it's really enlightening. It's really enlightening. And don't get me wrong, history is so complex. He's probably missing some of the things in his videos, but they're really informative, and I really like them. So shout out my boy Johnny Harris. We out here. We out here. I was just reading all about national parks, and I gotta take some trips to some national parks. I'm feeling so right now. They have the new national park in West Virginia. It's called the New River Gorge, and it's the newest national park in America out in West Virginia. I actually think that's good for West Virginia because I could be wrong. I think statistically and financially, West Virginia is the poorest state in America, which is insane because it's somewhat of a massive state. And that's just really because it's forgotten. It's a forgotten about mining town, and it's forgotten about, like, it's very rural, and they've just never really, I guess, invested in it. I don't know why they never really invested in it. I get, right? Can't you build a city anywhere? Right? Maybe it's waterways and stuff like that. Like, you see New York City, like to a certain extent, right? Can't you just like build that anywhere and like people will fucking come? Right or wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I guess you gotta have the money to build the city and people to invest. Like, I want to build a building because I'm gonna make money. Like, no rich guy's going to West Virginia like, I'm gonna build a building because I'm gonna make money, because you're not gonna make money, right? But in the long run, I guess if you just keep investing in it, it'll turn into a poppin' city, and it'll turn into itself, I guess, right? But I mean, that's like you're expecting like a trillionaire to come in and be like, all right, I'll just build my own city. Don't mind me. It's like, that's not really realistic, but you would think, right? It's like, damn, some of these rural like states could just like really thrive off just one really big city. Does West Virginia even have like a city? I mean, like, they have West Virginia University in Morgantown. I don't know if that's the biggest city. That could be the biggest city in West Virginia. I have no idea. I don't know much about it. But the New River Gorge, that national park's a little bit expensive. I think it's the only national park, I think, could be wrong, where there's hunting allowed. So it's still got hunting. You can fish, you can hike, you can go on like these big rafts through like class 4, 5, 6 rapids all through the New River. And it's really dope. It's called the New River. I guess that's the name of the river. It's been like that for, I think it's one of the oldest rivers that were discovered. I think. I mean, it's on the East Coast, so it's probably one of the oldest colonization rivers, right? One of the first. But yeah, that's pretty dope. And then I was reading there's some really nice national parks in North Dakota. There's a few out in North Dakota. There's a few out in there's one out in Indiana that looks pretty dope. Let me see. Let's try to think. I want to go to Acadia National Park. That's in Maine. That's really dope. Let me give you this little fact. The Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, and I think shared with North or South Carolina, one of the Carolinas, but predominantly Tennessee, the Great Smoky Mountains. That's a national park. That national park has the most amount of annual visitors every single year compared to anybody else. So like even Yellowstone, you know, the big geysers and stuff, they have about 5 million tourists every year. Smoky Mountains have almost over 10 million people go there every single year to go see the mountains. So I think that's pretty crazy, like 10 mil. And I think they have like 500,000 acres of land, which is insane, which is just fucking insane. But yeah, I really want to go see those places. I wonder, like, I don't think there's anywhere like relatively really close to them like that. I don't think there's a national park in Pennsylvania. I could be wrong. I don't think so though. New Jersey, no. New York, I don't think there's a national park in New York. You got the Bushkill Mountains and Bushkill State Forest or whatever it is. That could be a park, a state park. Bushkill, I think that's a forest. Bushkill Campgrounds and area. I think that's really nice. The Catskills, very nice. Worthington State Forest. I always go camping up in the Delaware Water Gap over there. I was just there. Really nice, really nice. Let me try to think. Virginia, is there anything out in Virginolio? Virginolio, oh God. I'm talking about Virginia over here. But I don't think there could be something in Virginia. Florida, you got the Everglades. That's just an exotic place in general. California, I don't remember reading them, but I mean, Yosemite might be Yosemite National Park. I would assume Yosemite, right? Maybe not. I think it is. Actually, no, that's not true. I think Yosemite is definitely a national park. Then you have the Grand Canyon. I've been to the Grand Canyon. Dude, the fucking Grand Canyon is lit. I have to say that. I went to the Grand Canyon, and we went down this, so we went down to the Colorado River, down to the Grand Canyon, this whole, like, vacation tour guide type of thing. And we went with Native Americans because they own that land. They own that part of the land that we were on. So the Native American tribe took us out. They had like their own business, I guess you could say, where they would take groups and tourists out on like rafts and boats with little motors, just enough to get really through without paddling, little motors, and we would go through up to Class 8 rapids. So Class 10 are the highest or the most rough rapids in the world, and this goes up to Class 8 rapids. I've seen, if I'm being honest with you, I've seen rapids that are Class 5 and 6 that look way more dangerous than the Class 8 rapids that I was allegedly on. And I think that's because of the rock formations in the rivers and stuff like that. Like I've seen a video of a lady in the Potomac River going through a Class 6 rapid, and then she died. And that looked way more dangerous than any rapid that I was on, honestly. And I was allegedly on Class 8 rapids. But I think because the Colorado River is so deep, it's such like a deep and wide river, that it's just water rapids, and it's not like rocks, and you're going through the rapids, through the rocks, and you're crashing into rocks and stuff. I could be wrong, but I think that's what's happening. So we were riding through the rapids and stuff, like the whole entire Grand. I really want to go back because now I make YouTube videos. I got like camera gear. I got all the stuff. I could record all of it, make a cool documentary, video, vlog, whatever it may be. But back in the day, I was just like 16, 17, just like, oh my, I think it was 15, 16. And I was just like, this is fucking lit. And it's like the whole entire Grand Canyon. You're in there, bro. The whole Grand Canyon's covering you. And you're in like this little raft. You're like, wah, wah, wah. And you're like, oh my God. And the water, it's 100 degrees outside. And the water, every time you hit like a wave, the water, it's freezing cold water. And it's like 100 degrees outside. It's really like a crazy concept. But, yeah, it's really a crazy concept, but it was definitely dope. I would love to go back. I'm probably going to go back on that exact trip. I don't know. I'm assuming that trip's expensive. My mom paid for it. And we took a helicopter we had to take a helicopter out of the canyon to get back like to level ground. Like once we got done with the raft and stuff, it was so awesome. It was one of the coolest things I've ever done in my entire life. Like I think snowboarding at Vermont was one of the coolest things. And then going through the Grand Canyon, like that was fucking awesome, dude. That shit was so cool. But yeah, I'd love to go back. I'd love to see what it's about all over again. And yeah, you never know. Make some YouTube videos. So guys, if you guys want to check out possibly some Grand Canyon videos, check out my YouTube video and check out my YouTube and subscribe. Also, if you haven't already subscribed to my podcast right here, check out the clip page too. Oh my God, I'm kicking the camera. If you guys want to check out the clip page, I post clips and I do all that good stuff. If you guys want to check that out. The clip page, I know most people probably don't watch the full podcast, and that's understandable. That is understandable. And yeah, the clip page is where to go. So check that out. Got 5, 6, 7, 4 minute, 8 minute, 10 minute, 20 minute clips. So check that out. Check that out. Link will be in the description right below. And that's pretty dope. That is pretty dope. What am I reading right now? Let's talk about what I'm reading. Okay, I'm actually reading this book, Thinking Fast and Slow. And the author, I think, won a Nobel Prize in economics. And pretty dope guy, pretty smart guy. And the book basically breaks down, you have two ways of thinking. You have the system one way and the system two way of thinking, right? And this is just the terms that he adopted in the book. So the whole entire book can be explained as system one and system two. So keeping it super simple for everybody listening. If you want to check it out, great book. But system one thinking is your automatic kind of intuitive answer, right? Like, and so it's like he breaks it down. So sometimes our system one doesn't really want to work, right? So our system one is always trying to find the easiest way out. It's lazy. Our brain is lazy. That's what you start learning. Like our brain is naturally lazy. And like you realize that your intuition, so your automatic just like answer and shit like that, a lot of times it's wrong and you don't even think about it and you don't care and you don't even like think about the question. A lot of times, so the system one he breaks down is sometimes you'll get asked a question like, I'm trying to think of like an example. And it's also like you can see how like you'll ask a question and then the second question will be made. Oh, it's such a fascinating. It's so hard to explain right now. I'm really kind of butchering this fucking thing. But basically, like, if I ask you a simple question, you're just going to give me a simple, you're not even going to think about it. You're going to give me a simple answer. Sometimes you're not even going to answer my question. You're just going to answer what you thought you heard, right? And that's why people say, oh, you just listen to what you care about, right? That's your system one brain, right? You're just listening to what you care about. You're not listening to anything. So one time you hear something that you're thinking about, you're like, oh, damn, I'm really fucking butchering this right now. So I just want you to go read that fucking book. But yeah, it's really interesting. It's really interesting. Damn, I really just butchered that. So I didn't finish the book. So that's what it is. Honestly, I'm genuinely mad at myself. The way I just explained that was so pitiful, was so appalling. I should be ashamed. Dude, let's talk about soccer right now. Let's talk about soccer because England, I want to clip this up. England, I think Gareth Southgate, no one watches soccer probably that's watching. No one even probably watches 31 minutes left. So it's like, fuck all you guys subscribing. You guys don't even watch 30 minutes into my podcast. So fuck anybody. Fuck all you guys, you social justice warriors. What? No, we're not. But England, you have $1 billion worth of soccer players on the field, basically about $1 billion worth of players. You can't get it done. You can't score against Scotland. You scrape a lucky goal against Croatia. Today they play Czech Republic. Today is the game. Today is the day, right? They're still in group stages. England will make it out of group stages. But I mean, bro, like you're arguably the best team in England or in Europe, and you're playing this sit back and counterattack soccer. You have 6 or 7 defensive players. 6 or 7 defensive. You are the best team in fucking Europe besides France and Germany and Spain. The best team, Belgium, England. It's the 5 of you. It's the 5 of you guys. No one's better than you. You each can beat each other any single day. You really can. And like this style of this, I'm sorry to say this, pussy England style. Like it's like you guys are scared to win the game. It's appalling. The way England played against Scotland was appalling. You pass backwards, pass sideways. It's like you have Jadon Sancho, not even a minute on the field. Jadon Sancho should be starting over Raheem Sterling, okay? Should be starting over Raheem Sterling. Okay, I don't even care what position Jadon Sancho. I think Phil Foden, left wing. Why is Phil Foden on the right? Why is Phil Foden on the right wing? Why? You can't give me an answer why. Oh, because he can come in on his left. Shut up. He hasn't done that once this season. Put him on the left like Man City has and press. Okay, Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish has to play 90 minutes of every game. I almost don't care what anybody says. I'm sorry. And I know like, oh, man, you got Mason Mount. And I love Mason Mount. And you got Declan Rice. I don't give a fuck. Jack Grealish has to play 90 minutes. I do not, excuse me. You watch that team play. It's not, the ball is not going forward. It's like, John Stones. Oh, Tyrone Mings. It's like, oh, let's just pass to the goal. Yo, get the ball and give it to Harry. Shoot the fucking ball. I'm telling, it's appalling the way England plays against these teams. It's appalling. They should be ashamed. And if they don't, oh my God, like the way they play, they're not winning. They're not winning. They're losing to some shitty, they could lose to Wales. They could lose to Wales the way they play. They could lose to Wales. They could lose to Croatia. They could lose to, let's say, they could lose to Denmark, right? Like they could lose to the Netherlands. They could lose to the Netherlands. They definitely could lose to the Netherlands, right? I don't know who they're going to end up playing. They're definitely could lose to France, Germany, Spain, any of those teams. If they show up the way they've been playing, they're not winning anything. They're not winning any. And it's a damn shame, dude. The amount of talent that team has, it's not even a question. Luke Shaw, right? Let me give you my 11. Let's go through an 11 right now. I don't even know. You have 4. Let's play 4 defenders. You have Luke Shaw. I think Harry Maguire or Tyrone. I know Maguire's hurt. Tyrone Mings, John Stones, and either Kyle Walker or Reece James, right? Let them both play. There's no reason that Kieran Trippier should be on the right-hand side. I'm sorry. He's a good player. No reason. All right. But play him on the right. If you want to play him, put him on the right. Luke Shaw should be starting. Chilwell, I think, is injured for this game. So, I mean, Chilwell should probably be playing. So, he's the champion of Europe. I mean, him and Reece James are the best defenders, arguably, in Europe. You know, arguably, they are the best two outside defenders in Europe. Let's throw that out there. And they're not. Jadon Sancho. All right, so we got our back four. I think you just need one in the back. Declan Rice. You put Declan Rice in the back. So that's 5 players right there. And then you got goalie. So that's 6 players right there. Right? How much do we have left? We got 5 more players. Then I would throw 2 in the center mid. So you could throw Mason Mount and Jack Grealish. Or you could throw Jordan Henderson, Jack Grealish, Mason Mount, Jordan Henderson. I think Jack Grealish has to start every game. I really do. I don't think Jordan Henderson should really be playing. He hasn't played for Liverpool at all, basically, this season. He's coming back from an injury. I understand he's a great player. He's a great leader. He's a great man. He shouldn't be. He's not in form. Raheem Sterling, not in form. You're on the team. You're great. Be a substitute. Come on if we need you. You're not in form. Get off the field. I know he scored. Should not be on the field. Then you have Mason Mount, Jack Grealish, Declan Rice sitting behind. Calvin Phillips played well. I don't think he should start. I'm sorry. Okay? It's just what it is. Then you have Phil Foden on the left, Harry Kane up top, and you could put Marcus Rashford. You could put Jadon Sancho. You could put Bukayo Saka. Saka, he'll charge. He will play. You need someone that's going to attack the game, bro. Who's playing right now? Raheem Sterling. I can't even talk about it. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating watching that team play. It's like, bro, you guys are worth $1 billion. Like this, the 11 of y'all are worth $1 billion, and you can't beat Scotland. You scrape a lucky goal against Croatia. I'm beside myself. I really am. It's a damn shame. Dude, how about that game 7? The Bucks and Brooklyn. How about that game 7? I was at the bar. Hashtag, 21. You feel me? So I was at the bar. It's game 7. We pulled up to the bar. It's my boy's 21st birthday. So we pulled up actually before he even turned 21. I don't know how they let him in. What are you going to do? But so we're sitting at the bar. We're watching the game. There's literally 50 seconds left in the 4th quarter of game 7. We're like, I'm thinking to myself, I worked on that. I'm thinking to myself, I was like, holy fuck, I didn't even know basketball's on right now. I was like, this is lit. I don't really watch too much basketball. Only playoffs and NBA finals. And especially ever since they're taking this social justice warrior leap, no one's really watching basketball. But, you know what I'm saying? I was watching it. So the game was mad close. Bucks were up by 2. Kevin Durant has the ball. 30 seconds left. Takes on a player, doing his thing, dribbling. Tries to do like some weird, like a 360 step back type of 3-point shot. And like a roll, it was like a post type of spin. It was honestly like I'm watching it. I'm like, don't take this shot. Don't take it. Like, no, don't take this. That's a terrible shot. Like, that's a terrible. At least like you pass it to James. Pass it to someone that like is open. Like, don't shoot this ball, Kevin Durant. So he shoots the ball and he fucking makes it, bro. He makes it. The whole bar is like, oh, we're like, oh shit. And then I thought he won the game. I thought it was gonna be a 3-point shot, and he won. It was a walk off. I thought like there was a few seconds left on the clock for Milwaukee to maybe get a shot off, but I thought they won the game, truthfully. And then Kevin Durant's foot was on the line. He was on the line just by. I mean, he was enough on the line where it was close, but it was like, damn, he's on the line. And they gave it a 2-point shot. So they went into overtime, and then the Nets lost. Kevin Durant took the same shot at the end of overtime. He tried to take the same exact kind of weird spinning post step back wannabe 3 on like not really even a 3-point, and he airballed it. And they lost the game. Milwaukee, baby. I think Giannis is winning. But dude, the fact that the Suns beat LeBron and AD, you beat LeBron and AD, you swept Jokic and Murray and the whole squad. Suns in 4. Your fans are getting beat up and shit. You know what I'm saying? These goddamn, the freaking, what is it? The Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nugget fans are getting shit. How do you get beat up like that? How do you get beat up? How in the... That guy's got to be so embarrassed, that you're like looking tough. You try to sneak shot a guy, you miss the punch, and then you get beat the fuck up. And he's like, you're barely getting beat up, and you're like, oh, fuck, I'm getting beat up. It's like, bro, pick your head up. You're getting punched by some freaking drunk guy. He's like, Suns in 4. Yo, shout out to that guy, though, because he got like season tickets. He got this, that, and the third just from getting in a fight. But if I get in a fight, I'm probably going to go to jail for freaking bullshit, right? You know what I'm saying? Fucking basketball. I want to fucking protect violence. Dude, that's so funny. What if that fan was beating up a black fan, though? They're like, damn, Black Lives Matter, but you let a white fan beat up a black guy in the fucking stands, and now you're going to give him tickets. It's like, what? Luke, that has nothing to do with anything. Shut up. That was funny, though. That was really funny. He tried to sneak him. He's like, yo, he's not looking. Punch, he misses, and he starts getting beat up. He's like, fuck this guy. He's like, oh, no, I missed. And he starts getting chipped up. Oh, my God. That's embarrassing. That's quite embarrassing. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I was watching this documentary. Listen to this. I was watching this small documentary. I talked about his documentaries before. I forget the guy's name. I'm having a brain fart. But British guy, he made the documentary, This Is What Winning Looks Like, on Vice, and he's a war journalist. I'm really coming out of blank right now. I can't remember what this guy's name is. But basically, I was watching where's this at? Where's that at? I'm trying to, what's the prison? No one's going to help me because no one's here. Guantanamo Bay in Cuba, right? That's where we hold, I guess, like terrorists and stuff like that. That's where we hold these crazy prisoners. So word on the street is I think it's still going on. This was a documentary from like a few years back, like only like 2 or 3, but still, I think it's still going on. We have this prisoner, and he is allegedly, besides Osama bin Laden, he is the mastermind for 9/11, right? Mohammed Sharik al-Duav or something Sharik Mohammed or something like that. I don't fucking know. But it's probably a fake name. He's probably a fucking CIA agent. Come on now. But let's be real. He's probably Hillary Clinton's fucking nephew. It's probably Nancy Pelosi's son. Come on. What are we doing, dude? He had stayed on the Clintons. They're coming after him. Kobe Bryant. But White Lives Matter rally. Oh, my God. All right, we're getting back. So in Guantanamo Bay, we have Mohammed Sharik, whatever his name is, and he's the head mastermind of 9/11 besides Osama bin Laden. Word on the street is we have him, and 2007, he admitted to the crimes of being the mastermind of 9/11, this, that, and the third. He admitted to everything. And there is a problem. And that problem is, I was listening to the attorney, and it's a weird argument because, like, how are you a high-level attorney, and why do you want to defend? And I'm not saying he wants to. I'm not trying to smear his character because I'm sure he's not completely happy being known for taking this case. But how are you defending a terrorist that blew up the fucking World Trade Center? Arguably, you know what I'm saying? I believe a lot of conspiracies. I think, and if you want just straight, simple conspiracy, the FBI had intelligence that that there was a plan to blow up these buildings. They were going to hijack planes, and the FBI basically let them go because the buildings in 9/11, the Twin Towers, engineers said within the next 10, 15 years, those buildings are going to collapse because the way they were made very shitty. Apparently, word on the street. And, I mean, it's undeniable, the oil, the gas, and the lithium, and the heroin that's in these Afghani and Middle Eastern countries, right? If all of those guys that flew those planes were Saudi Arabian, how come we invaded every fucking country but Saudi Arabia, right? Like, these are real questions that people need to fucking answer, right? And it's like, I shouldn't be some 21-year-old kid with some goofy podcast asking it all the time. Like, it's ridiculous. Everything I said about COVID a year ago came out to be true. Our U.S. tax dollars were paying for gain-of-function research at the Wuhan laboratory, and it came out. Whether it was a bioweapon or something, that's completely different. But the fact that we were working on some virus to try to learn information, it went left, the people got sick, and then it got out, whether they let it out or it accidentally got out. That's what happened, right? It didn't come from some fucking bat in some fucking Chinese wet market. Like, that's a ridiculous statement because they tested all the wet markets. They tested the animals. They even shot up the bat with the COVID. and nothing happened to it. So it's like, this is not, and it's like, oh, there's this Indian variant. And it's like, we're gonna watch out. It's like, dude, it's such ridiculous bullshit. And then the vaccine, they're vaccinating everybody up. Get the vaccine. You can't go on vacation without the vaccine. You can't come in here without the vaccine. It's like, shut up, dude. That's insane. These are flu-like symptoms. 99.9% of people are perfectly fine, even if they get sick. Even if they get sick. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing, man? And don't get me wrong. Yeah, we're opening up. We're slowly opening it up. We're getting back to normal. It should have never been like this. Over a year. And still. Now I'm going to start getting a little frustrated because I'm going to make a video. I'm making content on it already. I'm learning about it. I'll just give you my hint. I live by a park, right? A community park. A big park. A lot of people go there. Thousands of people go to this park, right? Hundreds of people all the time, every day. Right now, there's probably over a few hundred people there. Working out, exercising, swimming, whatever. Not swimming, but biking, whatever it is. Fishing, kayaking. They have people that pay to play on the soccer fields. They pay to play. They're like their leagues, right? They pay to play on the softball fields, right? So you have big organized groups of people playing these sports. And it's been going on for months now. It's been going on ever since like April, March, right? Ever since it's gotten warmer, people have been playing there, okay? And you even have people playing volleyball, right? The volleyball at the course. They're not even paying to play. Like our tax dollars go to pay for that park, and the volleyball courts go up. And if you get there first and you want to party and play volleyball, you're allowed to. Your tax dollars pay for you to play for that, right? As it should be. The basketball courts, right? And I'm not even claiming the race. Now, I think that's kind of funny. People probably will even claim some sort of race thing. But the basketball courts are down. You spent our fucking community tax dollars to pay the workers to spend their shift to take down the basketball nets. Only the nets, like literally the backboards and the nets are completely taken down from the basketball courts. Who funded that? Who voted for that? We voted and funded for them to go up. There was no vote. There was no nothing to take down public basketball courts. Who the fuck are they? Like, that's fucking criminal, bro. That's criminal. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I talked about it on before my Instagram. It's like, I understand it's not that serious, right? It's like, oh, it's just basketball courts, Luke. It's like, bro, it's our tax money. It's the littlest things. They add up. Meanwhile, there's a fucking high quality sign at our elementary schools that says wear a mask. It's a really nice sign, dug fully into the ground. That sign's probably a few $100, if not $1,000 to create that goddamn sign. And you're going to use our tax money to promote this, wear a mask, put that sign up, but then you're going to take down something where you can go out and exercise and have fun out in nature. Like, that's fucking insane to me. That's insane to me. And it's not even like, I'm not even trying to go hard on the COVID protocols. It's like, who the fuck gave you the right to use our money for that? Who the fuck gave you the right to use our money for that, dog? Not me. No one voted for that. No one voted. There was no question. No, I've been there, and they boarded it up with planks. They put planks of wood over top of the basketball nets, and then they just took them down. No one fucking voted for that, bro. Like, that's criminal. There's no scientific evidence that outdoor pickup basketball gives you fucking COVID. That's ridiculous. And then you're using our money to pay people to do that shit. Like that's criminal. And it's the littlest thing. It's the littlest things. And then they add up. And it's the same guys that are doing the big things, that are stealing the big money. And it's all local politics. Like, you'll lose your mind trying to chase Joe Biden for all the bullshit he's done. Because he's done a lot of shit. Donald Trump, too, they're all criminals. They're such criminals. But what you can do, you can empower yourself. And I realize you can empower yourself and hold your local legislation accountable. And I know a girl I follow on Instagram, and her dad is the superintendent, and I'm sure he's not a bad guy, and he's got a good family, but I'm damn sure he's probably taken some sort of bribes. He's done something shady. And it's the name of the game, and you gotta hold him accountable, because at the end of the day, I'm not doing nothing fucking shady, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do what I do. It's what it is. I try to go to work, fucking paying for my bills, paying for my car, paying for all this stuff. I'm not getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to let somebody invest in something, or let some textbook goes by, or promote some sort of, social justice problem or promote some sort of, or get money from, a lot of it probably is companies trying to come in and fund your school, whether that's with food, whether that's with drinks, whether that was whatever it is. It's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And someone's got to call them out on it, right? So when it comes to the small politics, you can do the research. The research is there. You just got to look it up. And that's a big argument. Like, a lot of people are not willing to put in the time, and I don't blame them because people are busy. People are busy people. I don't necessarily always want to be the guy like, oh, you should know everything about what's going on in the world. It's like, that's kind of naive because I don't know what's everything that's going on in the world. But at the same time, I think the majority of people are a little too asleep behind the wheel. The average American is just a little too naive to government and politics and even finance. And I think that's a little frustrating for someone like myself. But what are you going to do, man? Like, you really got to hold these politicians and these people accountable. Like, you're voting for a school district. Like, why is there 17 elementary schools? Why is there 17 elementaries? Why is there 3 middle schools? Like, I understand we got a big township. Why are we paying all these fucking teachers so much money when we can have better education, we can have better equipment and better stuff for the schools if we have less teachers, technically? You know what I'm saying? And statistically, like, it doesn't really change. Like, the small schools and the big schools, like, it doesn't really change. Like, the funding of the school is what provides the better outcome for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go to these low-funded schools, even Steiner, West, not shitty schools. They're shit. They're shit. I'm sorry to say. We have 24 schools in Hamilton, and they're basically all shit. They're all pieces of shit, and they're dirty as fuck. Like, that's a problem. Who's in fucking charge of that? Who is in charge of that? Who really? And there's an argument, like, they don't want the black and minority community to go to school with the white kids, right? The Steiner kids, they went to school by themselves. And there's a solid argument for that. And the funding is different and a little bit. They say it's not, but I doubt I doubt it. I fucking doubt it. You can look at our fields. Look at Steiner's like fields. They got all these nice lights and shit. Nottingham's got some nice stuff too. We got a nice track. Don't get me wrong. But I just think it's like, these schools are fucking shitty, man. These schools are shitty. These textbooks are shitty. The hallways are shitty. The gymnasiums are shitty. Every school, they're old and shitty, man. Like, we pay a lot of fucking money in taxes, and we have 30 schools we got to pay for. That's fucking retarded. Like, I'm sorry if someone's getting offended, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And someone's got to really look into the numbers. And they're like, when we were in elementary school, I remember this I'm pretty sure elementary school and middle school, when I was in elementary school, the treasurer of the Hamilton Township School District, the treasurer, I think, went to jail or got in big trouble because he was like stealing fucking money. He's stealing our school's money. He's stealing our kids' money. He's stealing our fucking money. That's what it is. That's what these people do. And he probably bought a fucking beach house with that shit. Probably got a new pool. And his daughter probably goes to freaking University of South Carolina. She doesn't even know that her dad stole Hamilton Township's money. But it's going to be a shame when little old Lukey B is going to have to come do some research on your mom and dad and your aunt and uncle. I'm going to have to expose them for being world-class criminals. New Jersey quality criminals, but someone has to do it, right? Someone has to do it. When you watch the news, right? You watch the news and these journalists and these news anchors are getting paid buku bucks to blatantly lie to you. I mean, they blatantly just lie. They lie about everything, right? It's literally everything. It's like you have 5 old people that get beat up in one night, right? You have 5 old elderly people that get beat up in one night. You only show the Asian person. It's like, Asian hate's going up. You got an Asian one. It's like, no, but what about the other people? You got an old black woman that got robbed. You got an old white woman that got punched in the face. Like, what about those people? Those don't fit the agenda of the narrative. Oh, okay. Well, we should probably talk about that because half the country now knows that that's bullshit. We know that you have a narrative, if not more than half the country. And the fact that the other half of the country isn't even aware of it, like, damn, we got to stop the Asian hate. It's like, you're a fucking retard too. It's like, Jesus Christ, are you stealing my money? Are you stealing my money? For God's sakes. What are you going to do? This is a real venting podcast, but I don't even really give a shit anymore because people are so stupid. And honestly, I'm so stupid. I'll just give myself, I'm dumb as shit. Everybody's dumb as shit. So now if I call myself dumb as shit, I'm allowed to call you dumb as shit. I got the out. I'm an idiot. And so are you. Kidding. No, I'm not. I'm really not kidding. What are we going to do? Probably going to go to the beach one day soon and see girls just half naked. talking about how much they don't want to be used as an object. It's like, oh my God, I don't want you to view me as an object. It's like, well, baby girl, you're 95% naked at the beach right now. You got these creepy old guys and these ugly guys looking at you half naked. Your ass is out, your tits are out, your vagina is basically out, and you're letting everybody see it, and you wonder why people don't respect you because you don't respect yourself. And it's like, I think we should have that conversation, right? And I'm not saying these girls are bad girls and they're all idiots and they're all whores. I don't think that's true. I'm not saying that. But to act like they want this, like, oh, I should be respected and I should be this. It's like, baby girl, you're half naked. You're way more than half naked at the beach. Like, you don't even know what you're doing to the male psychology. Like, you're being an idiot by showing up like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have guys stare at you and be creepy and weirdos. And don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not trying to be a creepy weirdo starer or anything like that. But it's like, damn, these girls are half naked. It's like, I almost can't not look. You know, it's like, ah, shit. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a weirdo, but Jesus Christ, girl, you look good. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, geez, like, I just don't know. I just don't know. Maybe I should just take my shirt off right now and sexualize myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why are you sexualizing me? Like, you guys are sexualizing women. It's like, no, we're not. You're posting a picture on Instagram for the world to see of you squatting in some super sexual position, showing all your fucking ass and curves and everything in a fucking thongkini. It's like, no one's sexualizing you. You're sexualizing yourself. And it's like, and if I post a shirt of myself without a shirt on, or if I post a picture of myself without a shirt on, I'm sexualizing myself. Of course, I want the attention and someone to comment like, oh, looking good, bro. You got some nice abs. Or maybe a girl's like, ooh, I want to lick your abs or something. I don't fucking know. Right? I guess that's a man dream, right? I guess that's a male dream. But I mean, I think women feel the same way. Like, it's like they don't want an ugly guy to DM them and be like, oh, you look good, baby. Like, yeah, it's like, of course, you don't want that ugly guy, but you do want the good looking guy, right? But you complain about the ugly guy because it's like, you're going to get the ugly guy. I don't complain about the ugly girls. It's like, they're there. You know what I'm saying? They're there in my phone. And you got to get out. Got to get out of the DMs because I'm not going to answer you. Kidding. Again, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm just kidding. Joking. What are you going to do? I'm kind of losing my mind in this podcast. I'm going off on all these tangents. I'm sweating. Logan Paul beat up Floyd Mayweather. What are you going to do? Danny Duncan doesn't want to fight me. I don't think anybody wants to really catch these hands if you want me to be honest with you. Just kidding. Dude, Taylor Holder lost that fight, though. I thought he was going to be nice. I thought he was going to knock out Nissan Gibb, to be honest with you, but he looked like a bitch, quite frankly. So Gibb won that fight, so that's funny. And then you got DDG. DDG was putting in the work. DDG chipped up that one guy. And then you have, I like Vinny Hacker. I like that Vinny Hacker won. Vinny Hacker is like a skinny, like kind of cute little white boy that you wouldn't think is going to beat up. You didn't think he was probably going to beat up Dechi. And then he won. And that was pretty funny. And then you had, who's the other kid that fought? FaZe Jarvis. FaZe Jarvis looked like a sav. I'm going to be honest. He looked like a little bit of a savage mentally. Like he was ready to go to some war, and he beat that kid up bad. So, I mean, it was kind of like, that was kind of a fun event. Like the YouTubers versus TikTokers. Like in a way, I kind of like that better than the YouTubers versus the boxers. Cause I just think it's like, it's disingenuous. You're putting these YouTubers against world champion boxers. Like what? No one believes like this is going to be a challenge for this guy. It's just like I said, I just think it's a bad business decision. But maybe it's not. They're making $100 million. Maybe long-term bad business decision. I mean, obviously they're making a lot of millions of dollars, but I think long-term it's just like, dude, no one really wants to see that shit. Like, get out of here with that stuff. What are you gonna do? Forgot what I was about to say. I forgot. Oh, I'm gonna have let's talk about some of these guests that I'm gonna have on. I'm gonna be doing some stand-up comedy soon, so you guys are gonna check out some videos. I'm gonna be posting some videos about that. I'm gonna be probably having some comics on. Eventually, once I start meeting some, I'm gonna have some comics on for sure. I've been DMing people on my Instagram. Been DMing, I don't want to say famous people, but popular, famous, has a following. And most of them have not answered me because your boy doesn't have a big following. And that's okay. I'm not mad. I'm honestly not mad about it. I'm sure they have hella DMs. I'm sure they have a lot of people. This podcast is not going to help them grow. In all reality, it's going to help me grow, having them come on. And I understand that, and I'm not an idiot to that idea. So I'm not really mad about it, honestly. It's a little frustrating not getting any DMs back, and I think it would be really helpful to myself just to be able to get a little bit of a bounce off someone with somewhat of a following. Like, just a few hundred subs could really change. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes from 77, like right now, 73 subs. I probably get 30 views. If I get 400 or 500 subs, that'd be like 100, 200 views. Even if I go solo, right? 200 views solo. People wanting to listen to me talk. Like, That's kind of life-changing in a certain way. Then you go off there. Though you got 100 people supporting you rather than 30 people. And the 30 people that are watching this, fucking love you, man. I love you all. Drop that like. A like is really going to help. So if you guys want to smash that like button, subscribe. But yeah, it's just pretty interested. I want to have some guys on. I want to have a crypto guy on. I want to talk to him. Again, he's a little famous, so it's a little difficult. But I am having I'm having this one kid on that makes music, so stay tuned for that. My boy G, man, I want to have him. I want to talk to him. I think he's probably waiting to maybe drop some music so then he can come on. So no rush about that. And then I have this one young lady named Cassie, and I went to middle school and high school with her, and she just released a book, a self-help book, and it's actually quite nice. It's quite simple, but it's very nice and very It does the job. It's a self-help book. It's sometimes it just tells you the things that you kind of need to hear. And I'm going to have her on, talk about the process of writing a book, the process of getting it published, and the whole kit and caboodle of creating a book and becoming an author, because, I mean, she is an author now, and that's pretty dope. And she shouted out the Keeping It Real podcast on page 95. So you already know what's going on. We got to have her on the podcast. We got to talk about that, Keeping It Real podcast. She said on Instagram, she said that I got my own Instagram page and that I promote like a good living and like how to like tips to like live better and stuff. And there's a few times that I throw some ideas out there. I mean, the majority of the podcast is basically saying that Hillary Clinton is a fucking lizard person, but it's all right. I appreciate the love that she's showing me and the compassion that she threw my way. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it on the chin like a man. And yeah, it's really awesome, guys. Stay tuned for the guests. I'm going to have some cool guests on. Like I said, the comedians, I'm going to probably bring some cool, interesting guys on. So stay tuned for that. Solo dolo. I'm not worried about, anything. I'm out here making podcasts by myself if I got to, because I can do it. I just talk by an hour by myself, and I just complain about a lot of different things. And you know what? I feel a little bit better. This is like my therapist right now. This camera and this microphone, and me thinking that I'm gonna have 100 views, probably only 30, 40 views. When I have a guest, I get 100 views, but when I have by myself, 40 views is the most. But yeah, I'm out here turning up, gang, buzz. Shout out Theo Vaughn, baby. Shout out Chrissy D. Dude, those are some real. I tried to have Mark Norman on my podcast, didn't answer my DM. All good, brother. You have 200,000 followers. Not mad at you. Hashtag I understand. You probably got a lot of chicks in the DM. If I was a chick though, you probably would have answered that. So fuck you for that. But I'm just kidding. Thank you guys so much for listening. I got a lot of work to do. I ran today. I hit the sauna. Might have to go back to the gym. Might have to do some things. Working on some documentaries. Working on some long distance running. Guys, stay tuned. We're out here getting it. Tour de France is starting soon. I'm fucking hype about the Tour de France. We got some soccer today. Smash that like button, subscribe. But thank you so much for watching. And deuces.